All right, welcome to this video. My name's Rob. I'm with Precodecamp.com, and in this video we're going to be demonstrating functions and functions that take parameters and that return something. Now, I'm in Visual Studio Code. If you don't have Visual Studio Code or you're looking to get yours set up like this in order to get it to work, we have a video set up. Take a look in the description and you can follow along with getting that set up. Now, of course, you can always go online using something like JS Fiddle, CodePen, those sort of things all work fine as well. So our job here is we're going to create a function that's going to take a string of words, and we're going to have that function return the word that is the largest. Now, if there is a tie, we're going to return the first word that it comes in contact with. So with that being said, we're going to go through this very methodically and problem solve it together, right? And I'll throw out some key things that we need to start thinking about whenever we're trying to build this. So we know that the prompt is asking us for a function. So let's kind of build that out. In JavaScript, the first thing that we need to do is we need to have that keyword of function, and then followed by the function name. Now, again, you can choose whatever name you want. In my case here, I'm going to call it largest word. And inside here, it's going to take an argument, something that we can reference later on. Remember, anytime the function is called, we are able to supply it with some information. And this is just going to be a placeholder for that information to be stored. So inside the function, we can just do str for string. Again, it's very arbitrary as far as what goes inside, but we just know that a bunch of words are going to be going inside of there. Now, something that we can do right off the bat is if we are looking to run this and see what we're getting in here, I can go ahead and do a console log of str. And down here, we can actually call the function and see what's going on there. Okay, so let's do that. We'll do largest word, and we're going to put in here a phrase, right? And again, you can do whatever you wish, but I'm going to be putting in here, I am a coding ninja. So let's go ahead and save that and run it. And again, this is just to check to make sure that the function's being called. And this right here, I am a coding ninja, is going to be put inside here. And we are simply just console logging it right here. So let's go ahead and run that. And we do get, I am a coding ninja. Awesome. So we know that the function's working. We know that it's receiving data. So the next thing is, wouldn't it be nice if we were able to kind of separate these words into its own subsection, right? To split it up. So like I want to have the I separate. I want the am separate. I want the A, the coding, the ninja, all separate, right? And we have something available to us that we're able to do on strings, and that is the split method, right? And so what is a good way to split this by? What do we see in this string here that gives us a good idea as a human that each one of these items here is its own individual word? What is in between each one of these? Well, it happens to be a space, and that's what we're going to use. So what if I were to come up here and I do the following? I say let words equal, and then str.split. So we have the split method. And what do we want to split it based off of? Well, we want it to be split based off of the space. And so we can do that by putting string quotes on there and hitting the space. All right, now let's go ahead and console log what we just did. So we'll do a console.log of words. We're going to go save that, and let's run that now. And if we notice over here, we have it all placed inside of an array, right? So this right here indicates that it's an array. Perfect. Now, arrays are really nice because we're able to loop through them. So let's go ahead and loop through the array. So for that, I'm going to get rid of that console log here, and we're going to go ahead and do a standard for loop inside the JavaScript. And so that looks like the following. I'm going to go ahead and put some curly brackets in here. So we have the for, that's the indicator of the for loop itself. We're initializing a start, right, with the let I equal. And we want to stay in this loop as long as the length of the array, and then we're going to iterate over that. So that's our for loop. We're going to continue to be inside here. Now, something that we can do in here to just real quick to demonstrate how we're going to be going about this. We can do the following. We can say, you know what, let's go ahead and just, for right now, let's console log the word square bracket I. And let's see what that does for us. Okay. Words square bracket I. And I'm going to go ahead and clear this out, hit the run. And we now see it line by line here. I am a coding ninja. Okay, cool. Now, the next thing that we need to think about a little bit is how can we tell, what do we have available to us in JavaScript that will help us determine how many letters are in that word, okay, or in that string, right? And so we have a property on here called length, right? So let me go ahead and save that and clear it and run it. And now I get 1, 2, 1, 6, 5, okay? So what we need to do in order to check to see which one is the highest, the idea behind this is, again, I always tell students, learners, that we need to picture this as if we are a human, right? And we only get to take a look at something really quick and individual-like, meaning that if the I is coming in first, right, what's the length of it? Well, the length of it is 1. All right, well, I don't have anything to reference anything to, so far 1 is my highest word. Okay, so I want to put it in the, then I move on to the next word, am. Okay, AM, that has 2 letters. And then I have to ask myself the question, is 2 bigger than the I? Well, it is. Well, then I need to remove that I from that plate that I said, hey, we're going to keep that on. And I need to replace it with the am. And then I come to the next letter and I'm taking a look at it. And like, is 1 bigger than what I already have in my keep pile? It's not. So I'm going to discard it. Is coding more? It is, right? So we need to have some sort of logic, some sort of conditional that is checking these things, right? So what we would like to do is we need to put something on the outside of this loop to help us keep track of what word did we our keep pile, okay? So here we can say let largest word equal, and for right now it's just going to be an empty string. Down here is where we're going to have our nice conditional. We'll say if the word I.length is greater than the largest word.length, then we're going to say, you know what, largest word, you're going to be whatever word we are on now. And then the last thing that we need to do is we need to return largest word. Okay, nothing in here is console logged quite yet, but we could do a console log of this, and we'll save that, and then we'll clear this out, and then we'll run it. Coding happens to be the largest word. Okay, now I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to get the debugger set up, and that way we can kind of take a look at what's happening word by word. All right, so let me get that set up for us. All right, so I found that the debugger got that all set up here for us, and let's kind of go through this line by line. So as you can see, where The yellow is here. We're on this line here, line 7. We've already gone over line 6. So the words, as you can see here, it says it's an array already, and it's split up into its individual word slices there. And the next thing that we're going to get ready to go into is the loop, right? We're initializing largest word here just to an empty string. All right, so here comes the fun part. I'm going to go ahead and step over that and step into this. So I have this watch list over here set up for us. I kind of keep track of all of the variables and stuff that, that's going to be going through every time it's going through the loop. So notice that on the words I, we're on the actual I part of that, which is right here. Its length is 1, and notice that the largest word .length is set to 0, and that's because, again, we initialized it to an empty string. Largest word, again, empty string. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through this here. So notice that the largest word now has the I in there. And then now we're on to the AM, the second word of our phrase. Notice that the length is 2 on it, right? There's the 2. And it is greater than the length that it's currently set at right now, which just has the I in it, right? So 2 is greater than 1. We're going to get a replacement here. So what I want you to notice here, the I is going to change to the AM. Okay, so there we go. You see how that just changed? Now we are on a new word, which is just the letter A. And then we're moved on to coding. Coding has a length of 6. 6 is greater than 2. And so now coding gets replaced. The next thing that's going to happen is it's going to take a look at Ninja. Ninja is 5 is less than 6. So coding is going to be the one that stands out there. All right. So anyways, hopefully that little debugger thing didn't confuse you, but just know that of what's going on. Sometimes that's one of the hardest things, is to think about what's going on inside of this loop as far as this problem goes. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, my name's Rob with Precodecamp.com, and we'll see you in the next lesson.